Welcome back, everybody, to Shadow of the Colossus. Alright, so, this episode, there's going to be a few things that are going to be explained. But first, let's take a look at our characters that we have here. First, we have Wander. Now, we don't know exactly where Wander comes from, nor do we know really his entire backstory, but what we do know is that his purpose here is to save this woman here. Her name is Mono. Mono was sacrificed because she had a cursed fate. We do not know her fate or why she was sacrificed exactly or what that cursed fate was, but we do know that she was killed, and so she is not. So again, she's not living, but Wander is here to save her. Obviously, he cares for her very deeply. Next, we have. I can move the camera up. We have Dorman. Dorman is up there. He is obviously not mortal. He is he is like a deity or a god in a way. At least that's how it is portrayed. We don't know too much about him yet, but we do know that he wants us to accomplish the task of destroying all these colossi that are represented by these idols. Sorry, I had to cut out a sneeze there. Anyways, so we have along these walls there are 16 idols. 16. There's 8 on this side and on this side. So those are the ones we have to defeat. And thankfully we have our little buddy here. This is Agro. Agro, he likes apples. He likes walks on the beach. He's a very good guy. We like him a lot. He's the only other character. Actually, I want to get off of him. The only other character aside from Wander that we can interact with in this entire game, or at least that's a protagonist. So he's very useful to us. He's going to be like our transportation because this area that we are in, the whole area of the Forbidden Lands, is massive. One of the biggest open worlds in video game history. It is so big. You'd be astounded at how large this place is. So I'm actually going to run down here. The controls are pretty simple. Just move around with the left analog stick. You can move the camera with the right analog stick, like as in most PS2 games. You also have a few different controls. And by the way, one thing I want to make clear, this game was released on the PS3. So if you are a PS3 owner, you can also get this game for the PS3. As an HD version. The HD version is a little bit has its own perks to it, as the frame rate is better and the shading is also a little bit better. There's a few things, and so are the blur and the graphics, stuff like that. So yeah, it's like an HD port, and it also comes along with Eco. The other game that was released in 2001. The changes between Eco on the PS3 and PS2 were a lot more prominent, or a lot more obvious than they were with Shadow of the Colossus. So, but in all honesty, buying this game for $17 like I did, which is how much it costs, versus the $50 you have to pay for the HD Ultimate Collection, you're really not, losing too much. I mean, even if you are getting Eco along with it. But anyways, back to the controls. So we're going to look in the bottom right. That's where our HUD is in this game. We have a few icons. First, we have the icon that looks like a hand, which means Wander is holding nothing. Then we have a sword, which is the sword, just basically a sword, which you slash by using square. You can also, by holding R1, you can crouch down and then press square. He'll start up as charge stab, and then when you press square again, he will release. The charge is indicated inside the little circle next to the sword. It will start to glow, fill up, and then when it fills all the way up, you press square, and that's a fully charged stab. You can charge it for as long as you want to, as long as you press square twice. In the end, square once to start the charge, square a second time to stab. There's also the bow and arrow. That is the third option for what Wander can hold. You charge it up by holding square, and there's a little crosshair. I'll contrast it against the grass so you can see it. I'm trying. Hopefully you can see it. It's a little crosshair. It's not like a perfect circle. It's more like an oval. I almost said ovular, man, that's disgusting. But anyways, you just hold square and he'll draw the bow, and you let go of square, and he will release and fire. You can also zoom in by holding down R2 to zoom in, and then letting go of R2 to zoom back out. This is also indicated by the grip meter, which is what the circle is. That is by a glowing light. You don't have to charge it up all the way. You can just do it a little bit, and little shots like this. Boom. Now, see, not much. But that's not very useful at all. That's not very useful. You usually don't want to charge it up all the way when firing. You can also hold square and then you press X and he'll put the arrow back so you don't just waste an arrow. Even though you have unlimited arrows in this game, so that really doesn't matter. Aggro, get back down here. Aggro, he's the next person or the next thing I'm gonna explain. Aggro, get down here. You call him by pressing X. Now, Wander will do one of three things. He'll either just say his name, or he'll call his name like really loudly if he's far enough away, or he'll whistle if he's too far. You can mount Aggro by one of two ways. One is by just walking next to him and pressing triangle. You can also get off of him the same way by pressing triangle again. Or you can jump and grab onto him. You jump by pressing triangle when you're not next to him, and then you grab on by pressing R1, and you'll do that. So that is basically how you get on Aggro. Actually, I want to stay on him. So there's a few ways to get Aggro running. You press X once, and he'll start to go into a little walk. Press it again, he'll start to go into a little canter, and then you press it again, and he'll start to gallop. So that is how that's how Wander's controls work. Press X repeatedly to kick him. He does not go any faster than how fast he's going right now, but that is still pretty fast. However, this place is so huge that it's still going to take quite some time to get from place to place. Just turn him with the analog stick. His controls are take a little bit of getting used to, and he can be kind of a pain to control sometimes, especially in tight quarters. As you are going to see throughout this Let's Play, I probably will have some instances where I run into crap. You keep him in a gallop by holding down X. He will not slow down at all as long as you hold down X. To stop him, you press backwards on the analog stick. Actually, this is just to slow him down, but then to stop him completely while you're doing this, just press X, and he will stop. If you want to get him basically put him into a gallop or kick him into a gallop immediately, press backwards and X on the backwards on the left analog stick and X at the same time, and he'll go straight into a gallop like this. And that is basically the controls. You can also stop immediately by doing the exact same thing when at a full gallop. You cannot swing your sword. You can only hold it up like that, which is also done by pressing square, and it's done by pressing square or circle when standing on when on aggro, by pressing circle only when not standing on aggro. I'll explain that in a second. But you cannot swing your sword on aggro, but you can shoot arrows while on aggro. Let's dismount from aggro for a second, and I want to show what this does. When you hold circle, as you can see, there's light shining from the sword. Dorman said, head to the place where the light gather. Hold your sword by the light and head to the place where the lights gather, or the points of the light gather. That's basically how he said it. I can't remember exactly, obviously, because I'm screwing up my words. What he means is, Dorman has so graciously, and I gotta stop pressing circle repeatedly, has so graciously used the light here in the Forbidden Lands, as he has pretty much ultimate control over this entire area. He uses the light basically to shine through the sword, and depending on which way you're facing will depend on how the light reacts. Now, when it's all separated like this, this means you are not going in the right direction at all. However, the light will start to come together and form one large beam. When it does that, that direction that you're facing is exactly where you need to go. Straight, but it's all as the crow flies, basically. It's, there can be walls in your way sometimes that you have to go around, but that's essentially the ultimate direction you want to head into. Okay. Aggro, get back here. We need you, buddy. And don't get stuck on the walls, okay? There can be times where Aggro can get stuck, and he can get stuck pretty badly. For any of those of you who watched my stream, Aggro got stuck horribly in one of these, or in a small little area that I'll explain later. But yeah, it was pretty bad. In regards to the layout of this Let's Play, every episode is going to kind of alternate. One episode will not have any Colossus fights in it. The next episode will have a Colossus fight. The one that does not will be basically exploring, me talking about stuff. Just kind of, it'll kind of double as like a vlog in a way. It will be just kind of about current events, but also, just to have fun. It's going to be, very quiet, because I want to kind of convey or show you what it's like to just explore this place and just enjoy it. Because there's a lot more to do than just fight the Colossus. You'd be surprised. It is a very, very vast area. So, there's tons to explore. Here I can pause. I'll press start to pause, and then take a look at the map. Okay, there, down there, little itty bitty Dorman's temple, and that's that little gray icon. You want to see how big that is to us in comparison to us? Yeah, that building, that gigantic building, is a speck on this gigantic map, this huge map. Now there's clouds all over it because unfortunately we have not explored all these places. These clouds will be removed from the map the more exploring we do. But yeah, that gigantic towering building is a speck on this entire map. It is such a just a massive place. Fortunately, you can actually see Dorman's Temple from anywhere in the entire, well, almost anywhere um, in the entire land. So it's at the center exactly. So it is kind of like a gigantic lighthouse too, in a way, as it guides you. But yeah, I just want you to understand how big this place is. All right, so first things first, before we head off to the first Colossus fight, let's draw our bow back and take a look up in this tree. You're gonna see up here there's this little orange thing hanging from the branch. Shoot it down, and let's go collect it by pressing R1. This is fruit. Fruit upgrades our health bar, which is below where the hand is, and then the circle, our grip meter, which I will be getting into in a minute. The health bar, obviously, well, it is health. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. There's not much to say, or not much more to say than that. Get on the horse. So yeah, that upgrades your health. There's fruit all over the place on trees like this. These big trees. There's as there are trees all over the Forbidden Land, and they all bear fruit. A lot of them bear a lot more than one fruit. Sometimes up to like 8 or 9 units of fruit, I guess. There's other things that you can also collect too as upgrades. Fruit is not the only upgrade you can collect, because our grip meter is a very tiny little circle right now, and that is bad. That is not going to help us later on in this game. We're going to need it to be a lot bigger. So, we're going to stop right here. And something I want to show off real quick is, as you can see, we're not getting any light to shine off of this sword. Because this game is actually realistic, when you're standing in shade, you cannot get the light to come off of, or to shine off of your sword. You can in some areas of shade, though. I mean, obviously, because it's realistic, you know, where the sun is shining. Like, for instance, I'll try to show it off if I can stand over here. We're taking our time in this episode. We're not really in any rush. We're not in any rush in anything, because this game is not timed. It is very slow, and you know, and you can basically take it at your own pace. As you can see, stand on the light here, and it shines. Stand over here, the light still shines, even though we are standing in the shade. As you can see, there is a lot of polish to this game. Okay, as all the shading is pretty precise. So now let's, you know what, aggro. I don't want to walk the whole way, even though it's not that far. I don't want to walk back. You came to me, and I'm going to take advantage of it. Yeah, aggro does follow you, so don't worry. You really cannot get separated from him. He will always stay by your side. So don't worry about that. Anyways, let's get all the way up here, and that little cutscene that just played signifies that we are close. We are very close to our first fight. That is what that means. And it is all the way. I forget sometimes that this is inverted controls. The Colossus is all the way up there. Okay. Controls. When climbing things, this is pretty much the majority of this game is, one of the most important things in this game is grabbing onto things and climbing. Jump onto it and hold R1 to grab. You can move up and up to the side, down, with the left analog stick. You can hold triangle, and you hold triangle, and he'll do a jump, and grab on, just drop down, see if I can show it. Hold down triangle, let the meter charge all the way up, and let go, and he'll jump. As you can see, the little circle is starting to shrink. That is because it is our grip meter. We cannot hold on to anything for too long, or it just doesn't work. That's just the name of the game. That is just realistic. That is just how it goes. Your grip meter is extremely important in this game, so you're going to want to make sure you watch it a lot. Alright, so let's jump across this with triangle, jump up here, grab on, pull ourselves up with triangle, and walk across this bridge. Now, okay, I want to point out a few things here. Now, we seem to be the only ones that are basically alive in this entire Forbidden Land. Seems to be very lonely. Like, how could there be any people here? Well, there's a man-made bridge right here. I mean, that's kind of an indicator that we were not the first ones here. Now, hold on a second, I have to make a quick change real quick, so just give me a minute. Okay, and we're back. Okay, I just had to make a quick change because my capture card was deciding to drop frames. Hooray! So anyways, right here we have a fallen pillar. Now, we cannot just walk underneath it, unfortunately. We're too tall. So, like Legend of Zelda, we can dodge roll! Yes, but instead of just pressing A like in Legend of Zelda, you have to press R1 and triangle at the same time to dodge roll. So, yes. And let's climb up here. Dodge rolling is extremely important because, well, you are going to have to dodge roll a lot. Alright, let's jump up here. Let's climb around here. We're going to shimmy across. And the last little mechanic that you need to know is jumping backwards. You do this by pressing triangle, or no, sorry, by holding triangle, pressing back on the analog stick and letting go of triangle. And then you will basically be able to jump backwards. And that is the controls. Anyways, we have now climbed all the way to the top. Aggro is down there. Let's see if we can see him down there. No, we cannot. When you press L1, actually, you kind of get this like little view of this over-the-shoulder view of Wander. When you're holding down L1, however, the camera follows his head movements, which is kind of a little cool touch. I mean, it makes it so it's not that useful. Not that useful of a feature, but L1 does have its uses. You're just not seeing it right now. So we can look down there, oh my gosh, I gotta stop saying it. No, the horse's name is Aggro, for crying out loud. So Aggro's all the way down there, you can see him down there. Hey buddy! Get back to you. I just gotta, wait, what? What the hell? Dorman, you tricky bitch. Holy crap. That's a Colossus. That's pretty freaking big. Alright, so whistle to him by pressing X. Obviously, you're not going to be calling Aggro because he's all the way down there. So, this guy right here, this is Valus, the Minotaur. Valus has a few ways of attacking you, as does every Colossus in this game. His first way of attacking you is to swing this gigantic club he's holding if you're far enough away from him. He is extremely accurate with that, and it hurts a lot if it hits you, because it's big. That is one of the hardest attacks to avoid in the game, in fact. So, just try to stay close to him, but not too close, obviously, or you'll get stepped on. We already saw his second attack, which is, well, him stepping on you. He's going to try it again. That is his other form of attacking you. And look at that, just the shockwave did that much damage to me from this far away. Then again, this is hard mode, so damage is amplified in this. Okay, what we want to do is we want to climb on his leg, and we want to stab him in the back of his leg. Do that, and we're going to stab him twice. And then he's going to drop down. Now, you want to keep holding on by pressing R1. Then we're going to jump up here, climb up to his ass, and then, now that we've done that, we're going to want to shimmy around. Now, if you're a good speedrunner, when he does that animation of falling over, you can actually jump off of his leg and run over to his face and grab onto his chin. That is a speedrunning tactic for all of you aspiring speedrunners, just letting you know. Okay, in normal mode, he only had one weak spot. The weak spots are these little glowing areas on his body. Let me see if I can show it. Oh, I cannot from here, but you can see it on his arm. It's that little glowing area on his arm. That is his second weak spot. That is only in hard mode. In normal mode, he did not have that weak spot. I'm just standing here while I explain things. In hard mode, he also takes several more hits to take care of. I think he has twice the amount of health that he did in normal mode. Thank goodness there's these little like teeth on the back that keep you from falling off. But anyways, we're gonna jump across to his arm, and we're gonna get up there, and he will shake. He's going to shake like a little douche, but I don't care because I can stab him anyway. And we're just going to want to start stabbing away at this weak spot. Alright? Just keep stabbing. Now, if you take too long, if you take too much time, Dorman's going to start to yell at you. And I want to try to avoid that in this Let's Play, although I don't think I will be able to, because first of all, this is hard mode. And second of all, I am going to be stopping to explain a lot of things. So time will be wasted. And I believe that is all for that weak spot. No, it is not. Okay, we're almost out of grip here. Okay, we are now. And we are about to fall off. Let me see if I can grab on. No, I cannot. Okay, but that's okay. That's okay. I didn't really expect to be able to get to his arm. In fact, it was a bad idea going to his arm first. It's usually the one you're going to want to take out second. The second weak spot is on his head, just like it is in normal mode. So, anyways, that weak spot that was, like the large weak spot that was glowing is called a major sigil. This one right here, this little tiny glowing spot that is on his leg, that is called a minor sigil. Or sigil. I don't know, sigil, whatever. Stab him twice, he'll fall over. Grab onto his butt. Alright, let's climb up. And yes, by the way, you can actually move Wander around in the cutscenes of this game. So when it was showing his falling animation, you could have actually run over there and grabbed his chin, you speedrunners, during that animation. So he's gonna shake his shoulders a bit, and I'm actually gonna let go. I don't know why I did that. We're gonna want to just climb our way up here, and we are starting to lose grip. You're gonna want to let go to rest it for a bit. Okay, he's gonna shake. He's not very good at shaking. That's the one thing that makes Valus, well, makes Valus kind of easy, is because he's not very good at fighting you off. He's really good at doing damage though if you get too close to him. The other shake he does is he'll toss his head back. If you stab him in the middle of that animation, he'll automatically stop, and it will give you more time to get stabs in. And I believe one more stab ought to do this, and then we should be good. And that is it, guys. Valus has been taken down. It's a very simple fight when you think about it. Very easy. But at the same time, it gives you a good perspective of what this game has to offer. And there we go. First Colossus has been defeated. Now, as soon as you've defeated him, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to run like hell. Run. Run. Run faster. Wander, you're so slow. Run No. No. Crap. If you don't run fast enough, that happens. Well, I will be explaining that in the next episode. It is time for us to end this. So, with that, this is Squirtle. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Like my Facebook page. Links in the description below. I will see you guys next time for more Let's Play Shadow of the Colossus.